Saturday night with the NBA on 2K Sports. An exciting game on the way. This is Brian Anderson. Coach Stan Van Gundy, Hall of Famer Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce round out our broadcast crew for this one. Looking now at the lineup for the teams tonight, some names out of action.
And midway through the season, the injuries are starting to mount up. Both of these teams are at less than full strength. They have to figure out how to adapt.
So the opening lineup for the Timberwolves, Conley and Ant are the 1 and the 2. Jaden McDaniels out there with Julius Randle. And it's Reed in at the center, locking down the middle. And for the Pistons, down low it's going to be Harris and Duren. Cunningham and Ivy work together as the backcourt. And it's Thompson in at the 3. You know, on paper, this looks like a lopsided matchup, but anything can happen in the NBA, Grant.
That is the truth. I mean, that's why they play the games. One guy gets hot, a team gets cold. That's all it takes to swing the entire outcome of a game.
Harris against Randle. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. They'll pin that one on Julius Randle.
Don't sleep on the size of Tobias Harris. He's not afraid to bang and bump down there.
And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
And the first one at the line is good.
Capable of playing both the 3 and 4 spots, Harris's versatility is his greatest strength.
And Harris drops them both. And though they've had a lot of high draft picks, Grant, the Pistons are still fitting everything together.
Yeah, and we've seen plenty of rebuilding teams go through struggles, and then suddenly everything clicks. But you have to have experience mixed in with the youth.
Now here's McDaniels. 6 to shoot. Reed sets a screen. Fires from deep. McDaniels, that's good.
And when McDaniels is hitting this, look out, because it opens up everything else for him offensively.
Ivy against Edwards. Pass to Cunningham. Over Conley. And it's Cunningham missing. And so Randle will bring it up for Minnesota. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
I briefly spoke with J.B. Bickerstaff. I asked him about Julius Randle and why he's so hard to stop. Coach said it's the ball handling, the spin moves, and the ability to finish against length. They want to try to force him right and take him out of his rhythm. Something many teams have tried, but few have accomplished. Guys?
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. Uh-oh, now it looks like we've got an injury here, guys. We'll likely see him come out of the game.
And you guys know that this is something every player worries about, no matter your age or your ability.
Yeah, teams do everything they can to protect against it, but at this point, all you can do is hope he's not gone for too long.
Ingles, he's checked in for Reed. Pass to Randle. Up top, Edwards. Ivy defends. Edwards can't hit. The Pistons have gone 1 for 3 so far. Here's Ingles. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Well, they gave him the mid-range. Smart idea to take that one.
Cunningham passes to Ivy. And the first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. They get it again. Duren. And the dunk by Duren.
You have to put a body on Duren. He's quick, he's athletic, and he has that 7'5" wingspan.
The Timberwolves have gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Conley passes to Randle. Ivy against Edwards. Pulls up at the elbow, and that one off the back of the rim and in.
Come on, guys. Check out the tenacity. There's no back down in this fellow whatsoever.
Cunningham against Conley. Harris passes to Cunningham. Off target from outside.
All right, I'm just going to say it. He's 0 for the game. Might be time to stop shooting the ball.
Yeah, never a bad idea to have Randall with the ball. Just a great passing forward.
And J.B. Bickerstaff decides to call timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. And we have a second to check out who's atop the NBA scoring-wise. The fourth spot held by Anthony Edwards.
He's proven to be an essential part of their offensive efforts, always playing hard on that end and ensuring they come up with points.
And so Cunningham will bring it up for the Pistons, trailing by 2. This game against Minnesota is the first time they've met this year. Ingles against Harris. And the ball out of play. The Timberwolves will have it. And checking out some numbers for Anthony Edwards.
And he's had a rough past 5 games. He's had trouble finding his offensive rhythm and just hasn't been as effective as he'd like to be on that end. But this is something all players go through, and I'm sure he'll fight his way back.
For Minnesota, they've gone 4 of 6 in the first quarter. Boy, the offense has been on point.
They have great timing and great communication. So hard to get stops against them.
Deflected!
Yeah, anytime you put the ball up near Duran, there's a chance it ends up back in your face.
And Thompson gets it to go.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Outside, Ingles. Lets it go from deep. Thompson pulls it in. Detroit has gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Here's Ivy. Oh, rejected by McDaniels.
Well, a swat from McDaniels. With a near 7-foot wingspan, he can cover a lot of ground.
Randall can't hit. The Pistons have gone only 3 for 9 from the floor. Stan, a late first-round pick in 2020. Jaden McDaniels, one of the top young two-way players in the league.
Well, Brian, last season he was rewarded with a big money extension. His play tailed off just a bit, but still a key player for them moving forward.
And Stan, while Edwards has pushed back, it hasn't stopped others from comparing him to his heiress, Michael Jordan.
And that talk is more about how his game reminds one of MJ and less about greatness. Edwards' career is just getting started.
They throw good, Edwards. Grant, when it comes to Anthony Edwards, fair to say he's meeting expectations so far.
Oh, no question, B.A. The first overall pick in the 2020 draft, Edwards has been anything but a bust. Now we are seeing him trying to compete for titles.
And both free throws good for Edwards. You know, in game 2 of a back-to-back, just how drained are you from yesterday as a player?
You know, B.A., proper rest and stretching can help a lot. But you're not going to be your usual self at the start of game time. Believe that.
Now here's Harris. He's got 5. Stolen by Ingles. Here's Randall. And that one drops. And it comes off an assist from Ingles.
Letting Randall get inside with the ball was a bad mistake. His finishing ability got him to the bucket.
Pistons trail by 4. Ivy outside. Here's Cunningham. Yes, it's good.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
Outside, Ingles. Outside, McDaniels. Pass to Ingles. Inside. Here's Edwards. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Opportunity for a three-point play here.
Well, Edwards is so strong. He'll complete the play unless you wrap him up.
And a look at how the hustle game has been going for Minnesota.
Well, they're playing with great pace. pushing the ball up the floor and attacking before the defense can get set.
And also their pressure defense is paying dividends tonight, turning them over and getting out in the open floor and running.
Well, Coach, it's been discussed a lot, but the Detroit Pistons set a record in 2023 that no one wants to match.
Well, that's for sure, B.A. No franchise wants to suffer through a 28-game losing streak. They thought that team had potential, but they just never found their footing early on, and then things just snowballed on them.
Yeah, almost impossible to stop Duren inside. Wow, just wow.
Minnesota in the lead. Now here's Conley. Yet to see a basket. Outside Edwards. Back to Conley. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Randall on the screen. Ingles from outside. Rebounded by the Pistons.
I love how they've attacked the boards here in the first quarter.
And Mike Conley picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And J.B. Bickerstaff decides to call timeout. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. Minnesota on D. Doubled by Randall. Here's the three. Hits the trifecta.
Yeah, usually Duren is more of a finisher, but being selfless with the ball is a good thing for him in the long run.
And here's Conley. Still no points. Edwards a screen on Cunningham. Cunningham against Conley. Outside Edwards. Shot clock at 5. Launches it. The rebound by Detroit. Duren's got 6 rebounds in the game. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw. And a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for Detroit.
Well, I have to applaud their ball movement. They're moving the ball around, finding the best looks they can, and keeping everyone involved.
And I've also really liked how aggressive they've been in the open floor. I mean, when they see a chance to push it, they go for it.
DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Minnesota. And one thing we know we'll see, Jalen Duren giving his all on the glass, Dan.
Yeah, Brian, look, he's one of the best per-minute rebounders in this league, and it's what the team needs for him. But he's also become a very good finisher around the basket.
Already +5 in terms of rebound margin.
Ivy outside. Cunningham against Ingles. Back to Ivy. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From the right block, here's Cunningham. Can't hit that one. Excellent D there from Ingles.
Man, miss after miss for him. When you're having a quarter like this, the only beneficiary is the defense.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Brian, Anthony Edwards, his disposition just brightens a locker room. Coach Chris Finch said he's an absolute joy to coach. Always in a great mood with a great smile. It doesn't matter if he plays well or he doesn't. Every day he has the same approach and the same attitude.
And he wants to be great, Allie. There's no doubt about that. Now here's Cunningham. He had 25 points in his last game. It's tipped.
Yeah, nice swat by Randall, using his size and good anticipation to get in the shooter's way.
Here's DiVincenzo. Another miss. Boy, they're in a funk right now. The Pistons lead by 4. Here's Ivy. McDaniels with some nice D. Minnesota's gone 1 for 5 from three-point range. A cold start. And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for Detroit, coming off a win against the Hornets.
And they got into a consistent offensive flow, largely because the defense they were facing was poor.
Yeah, but even against weak defense, your execution still matters. Luckily, they were able to take advantage.
Harris outside. There's a screen with a 9-footer. Connects. The jumper drops. Harris has got 7 points in the game.
A big-time shot maker who can beat you from anywhere on the floor. Tobias Harris.
DiVincenzo finds McDaniels. Here's Edwards. The rebound by Detroit. Duran's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active.
No question who's in control of the board so far.
Over to the left wing. Gets the three to fall. And now a 6-point Pistons lead. Minnesota with the ball. And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. And it's 6-10. Jalen Duren is an incredible athlete for his size.
Yeah, he's got a lot of bounce, which helps him as a rim protector, rebounder, and lob threat. Plus, he's got quick feet, and he's able to guard smaller guys on the perimeter.
And some changes here for Detroit. Thompson, he's checked in for Tobias Harris. Beasley comes in for Ivy. And Sasser subbed in for Cunningham. Here's Alexander Walker. Oh, okay!
Oh, my gosh.
Filthy. I mean, just the arena is stunned.
He's got a deep bag of tricks to dig into. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker has built a role around defense and activity, Coach.
Yeah, Brian, he's started to understand that not everyone can be that superstar scorer, and he's carved out a role around hustle, but still capable of knocking down shots within the flow of the offense.
And that one misses. And Stan, after they traded for Rudy Gobert, it took some time for the Wolves to gel.
It did, Brian. He's a unique player, and it's a process. But obviously a 14-win improvement last season. They have found their identity as a defensive juggernaut.
Now here's DiVincenzo. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Randall, good.
When you have Randall on your team, he'll space out that floor.
Here's Sasser. Pass to Thompson. And he drives in. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. There's a minute 54 left to play in the first quarter. DiVincenzo with it. Coming in off 12 points in his last outing. Randall can't hit.
So far this quarter, he's been out of sync and might be pressing right now.
Thompson, a screen on DiVincenzo. Fires the three. Drills it from deep. He's got 12.
Well, he's just dominating right now. If his teammates are smart, they'll keep getting him the ball.
1:25 left in the first quarter here. Five to shoot. Randall on the screen. With the 10-footer. Off the left rim and out. Detroit leading by 4. Thompson goes in. There's 49 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Sasser. Beasley outside. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
The officials were right on top of that one.
Detroit shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. That's good from Beasley. Well, Coach, Minnesota turning back the clock last year. Most of their lineups had multiple bigs.
Yeah, and we saw how effective it was, especially on defense. Minnesota led the league in defensive rating by a wide margin, and that length was a key factor.
And so he makes both from the line. 40 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Garza. Back to DiVincenzo. And now the Pistons in transition. Here's the second effort. And he takes it up and lays it in.
The defense getting out-hustled on the putback. Can't let that happen.
And I can tell you from experience, these are the types of things that drive coaches crazy.
Beasley against Edwards. Can they get it? Doesn't go for him. And so it's Detroit, finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead, just pounding the painted area. That's helped him build an advantage. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter in this one. And guys, what's your take on the Pistons so far?
Well, it looks like hitting the boards hard was an emphasis of their attack. They knew how valuable it was to do so.
Yeah, we're not surprised by this. These guys work hard and they are physical.
Timberwolves trail by 8. On the court for Minnesota, we've got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Anthony Edwards out there with Dante DiVincenzo, and it's Shannon in at the power forward position. Pass to Garza. Edwards looking it over. Shot clock at 6. Looking to end this cold spell. It's good. Edwards has got his third basket on the night right there. The Pistons lead by 6. Now Beasley. 9 points for him in his last game. Back to Thompson. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Flying high, Asar Thompson. I wish I still had hops like that.
Now here's Edwards. And there's the screen. From outside the arc, Edwards making it look so easy from deep.
Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
To the inside. Alexander Walker grabs the board. Timberwolves trail by 5. Outside, DiVincenzo. Pass to Shannon. Outside, DiVincenzo. Just 4 to shoot. For 3. The rebound by Detroit. Thompson's got 5 rebounds tonight. Detroit has gone 4 of 8 from 3. A nice percentage. To the wing, right side. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. And some of the best high flyers in the NBA. Some of this year's contenders for the dunk contest.
And when you look at the names on that list, you just know that contest has a chance to be special.
You look at Thompson. If he can keep raking in the votes and hold on to his number 4 spot, he'll make the cut for the contest for sure.
And I see no reason why he shouldn't. And frankly, I think he's got a pretty good shot at wowing the judges and winning the whole thing.
So that's how things are currently looking for the dunk contest. But of course, we'll update you with the latest news as we receive it.
And as this lineup starts to take shape, this event is only getting more and more exciting.
Beasley outside. Jacks up at 3. Alexander Walker grabs the board. Timberwolves trail by 3. For 3, DiVincenzo gets it to go. His second make in 6 tries.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
And J.B. Bickerstaff decides to call timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. Grant, there are such intense rivalries at the college level. Do any of those carry over to the NBA?
Oh, B.A., they sure do. I was part of some serious college rivalries. There was a lot of trash talk with the guys on the other side. It didn't stop that much after we got to the NBA.
Ingles, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. And a moment here to see which shooting guards have been racking up the assist over the past 10 games. The 4th spot held by Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, and this is a group that really appreciates effective ball movement. They can create for themselves or anyone else on the floor.
And to have a shooting guard who's also a high-level playmaker, it makes your team a heck of a lot harder to deal with defensively.
Now here's Sasser. No points so far. Out to the right wing. Back to Thompson. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Playing above the rim. This kid, Asar Thompson, can fly.
And so it's Edwards who brings up the ball for the Timberwolves. Trailing by 2. And about 3 minutes played now in the second quarter.
They've been dominating the boards tonight, yet it's still a close game.
Right at the free throw line, it's rebounded by Minnesota. Outside, Alexander Walker. Ingles from outside. That one no good. The Pistons have gotten 2 of 5 shots to fall this second quarter. Pass to Reed. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played.
And B.A., he takes his rebounding so seriously.
This dude is such a grinder. His teammates appreciate the effort. Just goes all out on the glass.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off.
Here's Edwards. The Pistons getting their last shot to go. Minnesota again missing.
Well, I'm surprised that didn't fall for him. We know that's a shot he can hit, and there wasn't much resistance either.
Pass to DiVincenzo. Back to Edwards. Plenty of space. And Reed pulls it down. Reed's got 4 rebounds now. Rejected. Oh, got a piece of it. And that's a foul called on Malik Beasley. That's his first foul of the game. And some changes here for Detroit. Harris is checked in for Thompson. And Cunningham subbed in for Sasser. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Conley's checked in. And here's Edwards. 26 points for him last game against Boston.
Look, he kept finding ways to get to the free throw line. He knew the other team couldn't stop him, so he just continued to punish them at the line.
Stan, just how much of a catalyst has Mike Conley been since the Timberwolves got him?
Well, just listen to his teammates, Brian. They talk about leadership, the adult in the room, and he remains a very capable two-way player.
Free throw drops for Conley. All right, Grant, I have to ask you, has there ever been a more intimidating team than the old bad boy Pistons?
Well, they weren't fancy, but they played hard and they played physical basketball. Every team that faced those Detroit teams knew they were in for a battle.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
Left side, Alexander Walker.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
And this will be a second trip to the free throw line. That free throw no good. He hits the second from the line. The Pistons have had quite a few high lottery picks of late, Stan. However, they haven't had much success yet.
Well, Brian, you know, sometimes it takes a lot of time. Some teams will come together quicker. Some players and some teams need more time to develop. Detroit's just got to keep adding to what they have and continuing to develop the players that are already in their system.
And a great fan base in Detroit, starving for victories. It's great to see a fantastic block on replay once again.
Yeah, obviously he had the shot well anticipated, able to shut it down with authority.
Minnesota's gone 2 of 5 from distance here in the second quarter. Outside Conley. Pass to Ingles. Here's Shannon. He tries for 3. Can't get it to go. Missed his first one. Cunningham outside. Beasley outside. There's the triple. Knocks it down from distance. Beasley's got 5.
And for a younger guy, Cunningham's vision is impressive. He's always watching the floor.
Timberwolves trail by 4. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, the Timberwolves are one of the biggest teams in the association, and Coach Chris Finch said, quote, "That's how we're built. It's part of our identity. That's what we have to lean into. We want to be big at the rim and force our size on opponents." Brian, he loves to see other teams hesitant to venture into the paint.
Hearing footsteps, right? Allie, thanks. Harris. Ooh, poked away. Ingles with it. Now guarded by Harris. Outside Edwards. It's good! Edwards! What strength!
And credit his teammates for feeding him all quarter.
And it's Detroit with the ball. Here's Cunningham. A guy this team turns to often, averaging almost 24 a game. Second shot opportunity. Here's Shannon. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Ingles. Ingles got 3 assists in the game. Already 5 lead changes here.
Speaks to how evenly matched these teams have been thus far.
Now here's Beasley. He's got 5. And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. This will be his 3rd free throw of the game. Free throw drops for Conley. And with today's switching defensive style, versatile wing players are tremendously in demand, Coach.
Yeah, well, position now, Brian, comes down to who can you guard. And guys that can guard 3, 4, 5 different positions, those 6'7", 6'8" guys are often able to do that, and they are extremely valuable.
Pistons trail by 4. Cunningham looking it over. Pass to Harris. Duran with a screen on McDaniels. Now here's Beasley looking to end the run. It's rebounded by Anthony Edwards. Edwards got 4 rebounds in the game. Shakes him. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. That one on Duran.
Well, it's so difficult to outsmart Edwards as a defender. He'll just come right into you.
And he drops the first. Thompson, he's checked in for Beasley. No good on the second free throw.
Well, what you have to love about Edwards is his drive. This is a guy that wants to be an all-time great when it's all said and done. Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
Edwards with it. 18 points for him. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. That one on Harris. 5 attempts for him at the line tonight. He's made 3.
He could not find the mark from the free throw line in their last game.
Well, we know Edwards has an outstanding skill set, but what makes him truly special is his competitive will and ability to handle high-pressure moments.
Now here's Cunningham, 16 feet out. Here's Duren, second chance effort, and it's good on the lay-in. Duren's gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
Well, positioning and size win Duren the offensive rebound, which he then cashes in on.
Randall against Duren. Randall, the pass to Edwards. Back to Randall. And it's Randall with the jam.
Wow, Julius Randle. We could feel the floor shaking on that one.
Pistons trail by 5. Now Cunningham. Thompson, a screen on Conley. Here's Cunningham on the take. Oh, and they immediately answer back with a dunk on the other end.
Once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. Now here's Conley. It's Edwards on the wing. Back to Conley. Outside McDaniels. Just 5 on the clock. Randall, a screen on Harris. McDaniels from long range. Duren with the rebound. Detroit has gotten 5 of 11 threes to drop so far in this game. Here's Cunningham. Again the miss by Cunningham.
Yeah, just hasn't been able to find his rhythm offensively, and that's having a ripple effect.
Pass to Edwards. Thompson with a steal. And now the Pistons in transition. Here's Harris. And Harris throws it down.
And you can't let Harris get this close to the basket. When you do, this is what happens.
Here's Conley. He's coming off a 13-point game against Boston. And Chris Finch calls timeout here. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. Stan, the top pick in the 2021 draft, Cade Cunningham. He's made major strides the last couple of years, but what have you seen from him?
Well, he's a big guard who can both score and create shots for his teammates. I think this guy is a winner.
Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Edwards. Outside McDaniels. Pass to Alexander Walker. And it's Harris with the rebound. Harris has got a rebound number 5 here tonight. Ivy passes to Cunningham. Harris against McDaniels. Now here's Ivy. He's guarded closely. A chance there to take the lead, but a miss. And here's Randall. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. A tough loss coming against Boston in their last game.
They failed to create enough good looks. The ball movement just wasn't quite where it needed to be.
Yeah, they had a hard time getting the looks they wanted on offense, and it's hard to get a win when that's the case.
Now here's Ivy. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Charlotte.
Yeah, but it wasn't just the scoring. He had a bunch of assists, too, affecting the offense in so many ways.
Now here's Conley. Pass to Randall. Shoots over Thompson. Randall can't hit.
Well, clearly it hasn't been his best game offensively, but collectively, they've still found a way to get the lead.
Thompson with a screen. On the wing, Thompson. Harris with it. Beyond the arc. The shot off that time. McDaniels with some nice D. And he's got his 4th free throw of the game. Free throw drops for Conley.
Well, respected both on and off the floor, Conley is one of those guys that leads by example.
The Pistons making a switch here. Reed's checked in. Randle deciding where to go with it. Ooh, took him no time at all to get that one. Randle's gotten 4 this quarter. Pistons trail by 6. 30 seconds left in the first half. Pass to Harris. Fires for 3. And the three-pointer goes. Harris has got 12 points.
Yeah, the corner is a great spot for Harris. He works to get open over there.
Setting up in the half court where they've been somewhat ineffective.
And that's in part because this defense has been so solid.
Now here's Randle, guarded by Reed. Randle, right side. Stolen by Thompson. Anthony Edwards has been on display for the Timberwolves. Absolutely carrying the offense. He ends the quarter with 14. We'll be right back after this word.
Hey folks, first off, looking ahead to All-Star Weekend, let's see who's in the running to compete in the three-point contest.
You gotta love All-Star Weekend, guys, especially when it comes to the three-point contest.
I think we should have a three-point contest right now. You and me, Shaq, come on.
I don't even think you could beat Ernie.
Hey, easy. Getting to that first half of action from Minnesota, they find themselves in the middle of a tight one.
You look at their success so far, and the result is great execution. They're playing within themselves and within the system.
Which I suppose accounts for the low turnover total. Or that's just me. Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. And you know, Anthony Edwards has been really making it happen, guys.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
Thompson and Harris are the 3 and the 4. Cunningham and Ivy work together as the backcourt. And it's Duren in at the 5, down low. That's the group for Detroit right now.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
Pistons trail by 5. Duren with a screen on Conley. Conley against Cunningham. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Edwards got his 5th rebound in this one. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. You were there, Stan, in Miami at the inception of Heat culture. Give us a taste of it.
Well, it's a little bit overblown in one way, in that everyone basically wants people who work hard and get in shape and compete. The difference maybe with the Heat is they just have a lower tolerance for players who don't meet their standards.
The first one falls. And both free throws good for Edwards. And it's Detroit with the ball. 7-point differential. Following this one, they host the Trailblazers, and that'll be the finale in their 4-game homestand. Pass to Ivy. Clock at 6, and it's blocked by Edwards.
Well, I love whenever Edwards is disengaged defensively. Excellent job coming up with the block.
Duran, the pass to Ivy, over Edwards.
Well, halftime is supposed to be for adjustments. I'm sure this isn't what they had in mind.
Outside for Randall. Back to Alexander Walker. Gets the 3 ball to go. Alexander Walker's got 6.
They're really settling into a nice rhythm now, starting to gain the upper hand.
Yeah, you're seeing their offense in a flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat a little more.
Now here's Ivy. Still without a bucket. On the wing, Thompson. Here's Cunningham. Yes, and a nice assist from Thompson.
Put the first 3 misses behind them and finally ended their third-quarter drought.
Edwards against Ivy. Elbow shot. Edwards can't hit.
It seems like every miss ends up in his hands. He's been unreal.
Yeah, he's been a beast on the glass. A monster night for him.
Now here's Thompson. He's got 6. Ivy outside. Just 5 to shoot. Thompson, a screen on McDaniels. Free throw line jumper. Another shot. Out to Harris. From the wing. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Randall's got his 6th rebound on the night. And out of bounds. The Pistons will take it. Now a moment to take a look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it's been trending for Julius Randle.
And the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. That's not what you want, and I'm sure it's something he's well aware of.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Cunningham against Conley. Pass to Ivy. Duran with a screen on Edwards. Here's Ivy. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
Well, his lack of offensive contribution has definitely been felt tonight. They could have used way more from him.
Here's Randall. He's watched by Cunningham. Takes a 13-footer. Randall can't hit. And here's Thompson. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. Trailing by 8. Can't cash it in from close range.
Not really what we expected. You know he wants that one back.
From deep, Conley. Duran with a rebound. Detroit has gotten 6 of 13 shots to go from outside the arc. Cunningham passes to Harris. Now Ivy. 6 on the shot clock. The Pistons need to get one up quick. Here's Cunningham. Cunningham, good! Amongst the trees.
Cunningham making it go in the thick of things.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the third. Ivy against Edwards. To win the drought. And he hits the jumper. Edwards has got 6 here in the quarter.
He's really finding his rhythm here. I mean, smart move to keep feeding him the ball.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
And J.B. Bickerstaff decides to call timeout. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. With a short break, we look at some of the stingiest defenses in the NBA. Number 5, the Timberwolves.
Where this team really makes an impact is on the defensive end. They're a unified front that doesn't make it easy at all to find open looks.
Pistons trail by 8. And here's Cunningham. He's got 10. Thompson outside. Pass to Ivy. Here's Cunningham. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Cade Cunningham has faced his share of challenges in his career, Coach.
Yeah, Brian, the injuries, the discouraging losses, but he's remained steadfast through it all. He's a committed and mentally tough player.
Believes in his game and now wants a team around him that can fulfill that need. First one falls for him.
Well, pretty much a 6'6" point guard. Cade Cunningham was the first pick in the draft because of his playmaking, rare for someone of his size.
Hits one, then misses the second attempt from the line.
Yeah, can you say total package? Cunningham, the prototype guard these days. Ooh, that's a tough break. After poor communication defensively, it leaves him all by himself.
Now here's Duren. He has 6. Back to Cunningham from 7 feet. Ooh, assertive from Cunningham.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Minnesota leading by 5. Pass to McDaniels. Here's Conley. That one rolls around and rims out.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
And it's Cunningham missing. Minnesota has gone only 1 of 3 from deep here in the third. McDaniels, that's good.
Takes a lot of control to hit that mid-ranger, and McDaniels has it.
Detroit has gotten 6 of 13 shots to go from outside the arc. Ivy with the ball. He's picked up by Conley. Basket's good. Ivy's gotten his first basket of the night.
Keeping pace here. That's an excellent move inside.
The Timberwolves have gone 4 of 9 in the third quarter. Pass to Edwards. Back to Conley. Oh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now.
I like seeing Conley look for his shot because it puts defenses in compromising situations.
All right, let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Minnesota.
Well, they're shot blocking. The defensive effort level has been great. You got to love that intensity.
Well, another thing they've been doing right in this one is making the most of turnovers. Lots of points for them tonight off of them.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Ingles is checked in, and Conley drops them both.
If they keep hitting free throws at this clip, it'll help them seal the deal.
Ivy against Edwards. Cunningham passes to Ivy. It's rebounded by Anthony Edwards. Edwards has got 6 rebounds in the game.
Now, he hasn't been great this quarter. The coaches need to try to figure out a way to get him going.
This is his 5th trip to the free throw line. The Timberwolves lead by 7. Outside Edwards. Thompson pulls it in. Thompson's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Powerful take from Cunningham.
Well, the physicality of the NBA takes some getting used to, but Cunningham is able to make those tough finishes.
And for Minnesota, they're shooting about 40% so far in the third. Conley finds Ingles. And here's Edwards. Inside, Edwards lays it in.
Where doesn't Edwards score from? Even in the mid-range, he makes shots.
Harris outside. And here's Cunningham outside. And so ball out of bounds. Thompson touched it last. And the upcoming schedule for the Minnesota Timberwolves. On Monday, they'll be playing against James Harden and the Los Angeles Clippers. Then on Tuesday, they'll go up against C.J. McCollum and the New Orleans Pelicans.
When you look ahead, there are a lot of winnable games, but you really can't think that as a player. You have to take every opponent seriously because this is the NBA. No game is a freebie.
Beasley's checked in for the Pistons. Sasser comes in for Cunningham. Here's Randall. The rebound by Detroit. Thompson's got 11 rebounds in the game. Here's the teardrop. Goes back up. Up and in from the low block. Thompson's got 8.
Good work down low. I mean, I like how confident Thompson is from this area.
Edwards with it, and Sasser picks him up defensively. Pass to Ingles. Randall with it. Here's Ingles. Thompson pulls it in. Beasley outside. Banked it in off the glass. And now just a 3-point Timberwolves lead. And it's Edwards with the ball for Minnesota. They've led by as much as 10. Here's Edwards cutting inside. Count that bucket. Edwards has got 10 points in just the second half.
Well, they just need to keep getting him the ball. He has been terrific this quarter.
Detroit has gone 6 of 14 from the perimeter tonight. Pass to Beasley. Thompson with a screen. Randall with a steal. And here's Edwards outside. Thompson pulls it in. Thompson's Pistons trail by 5. Beasley pass to Harris. Back to Beasley. Now here's Sasser, guarded by Edwards. And here's Harris outside. Sinks the tray. 15 points in the game.
Always ready to fire. Give Harris a good pass. Tobias will get you an assist.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Minnesota's gone 1 of 4 here in the third from range. Here's Edwards. Minnesota again missing. The Pistons trailing. Sasser right side. Pass to Reed for the tie. And again, it's Detroit converting.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
Back to Conley. Now Randall, guarded by Reed, looking to get back on track. And it's laid in by Randall. Randall's got 11.
And Randall is a gamer, someone who's experienced in overcoming intense coverage from this area of the floor.
Detroit has gone 7 of 15 from distance in this game. Sasser outside. High arcing shot. Good. And that makes him 6 for 9. A quality game for him so far.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Timberwolves shooting an average of 43% for the floor. Now here's Conley. Defense is right there. Randall outside. 5 on the clock. Fires it. Excellent D there from Reed.
Most nights this shot would have been his, but the defender gave him just enough trouble.
Here's Sasser for the lead. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
And Duran doesn't fear the contact. In fact, he welcomes it when he's trying to score.
First trip to the line for him here. And the free throw is good, now leading by 1.
Yeah, as of right now, Jalen Duren kind of seems like a classic big man. He can block, he can rebound, and he really focuses on finding close-range looks.
Ingles, he's checked in for Mike Conley. And Duren drops them both.
Well, look, it seems like every time Jalen Duren is on the floor, he's looking to outdo himself, to raise his own standards as a player. I really like that about him.
Now here's Edwards. Give him 30. 2 points. That one goes.
Oh, he's putting on a scoring clinic, guys. If it wasn't for him, they would not be in this game.
We've got 1:28 left in the third quarter of the game. Edwards against Beasley. Here's Reed. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. On the night, free throw numbers for him, 7 of 9. Free throw good, Edwards. Minnesota in the lead. 1:11 left in the third. Randall inside. Started by Reed. Ingles from outside. Book it. And it's Randall with the assist. Ingles got 7.
Yeah, an underrated passer. Randall has a nice feel for the game and is willing to keep his teammates involved.
Detroit has gone 1 of 2 shooting from the perimeter since halftime. The 3. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Randall's got rebound number 11.
You know, a reliable veteran like Julius Randle is so valuable. He provides a foundation for everyone else to play off of because they know he'll be there to score and help out. He makes it easier for other players to succeed around him.
And Detroit making a change here. Fontecchio's checked in. Now here's DiVincenzo. He has 6. Pass to Ingles. Outside, DiVincenzo. Randall on the screen. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Pistons trail by 5. 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Kept alive. Fontecchio. A shot to stop the run. Rebound Minnesota. Edwards for 3. Knocks down the long J. Edwards has got 17 now, just in the second half. And it's going to be out of bounds. Detroit will have another go. One second left. And that's not going to go. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. It's Minnesota up 8. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter when we return. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today coming from an unlikely position. It's the big fella with the sweetest pass of the day.
Yeah, it's pretty to watch. It's great to have so many big men in the NBA who can dish it like this.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Detroit has gone 7 for 17 from three-point range so far in this matchup. And a look now at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth quarter. We've got Dante DiVincenzo. He's out there with Anthony Edwards. And it's Shannon in at the 3, small forward. The Timberwolves lead by 8. DiVincenzo with it. To the paint. From 6 feet away. And Fontecchio pulls it down.
Well, with his team leading, he might just want to put that one in his pocket next time.
The 3. Good work defensively by DiVincenzo.
Yeah, he usually makes you pay from that range.
No good with the triple. Well, the Pistons shooting about 41%. Sasser outside. Pass to Fontecchio. Fires from 14. It's good.
Well, maybe the defense thinks they can live with that, but he's pretty consistent from that mid-range area.
We played just over a minute here in the fourth. Edwards against Beasley. Now here's Edwards. Tight defense on him. Here's Garza from deep. Ooh, once again off the mark by Minnesota. Sasser outside. Beasley right side. Lets the three fly. Counted from distance.
And that's a clutch shot by a big-time shooter. And where's the D?
Takes a step back. The fader. Edwards, no good. Pistons trail by 3. Sasser, right side. Hits the front of the rim and out.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
Garza's shot is good. Garza's got his first 2 points of the night.
In crunch time, trying to get the foul, the bucket, or both.
Detroit has gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. Picked by Reed. Beasley against Edwards. Pass to Fontecchio. Shot clock at 6. Here's Reed. Got it off in time to beat the shot clock, but it's no good. Minnesota leading by 5. Now Ingles outside. DiVincenzo. And there's a whistle. That goes on Joe Ingles. That's his first foul. Hardaway's checked in for the Pistons. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Conley's checked in for Ingles. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field in this final quarter. Sasser left side. Takes it inside. That one's good for 2. Sasser's gotten his first points in this one.
Taking it straight to the rim. Going for the high percentage shot when it matters the most.
Well, when it's this close, you want to put your best scorers in a position to succeed. That's exactly what happened.
And Minnesota has possession following the score by Detroit. This lead is up for grabs.
Yeah, each possession has an importance.
Hardaway, no good.
Well, that's what the defense has to do. Make that shot as uncomfortable for him as possible.
Nice shot by DiVincenzo.
Well, that's now his 3rd triple of the game. First here in this second half.
Pistons trail by 6. Pass to Hardaway. Down low. Oh, a big finish with a one-handed jam.
And the slam from Hardaway Jr. Can't forget about his athleticism.
And so Conley will bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They've led by as much as 10. Outside Edwards. Yes, great play by Conley to set it up. Conley's got 4 assists now tonight.
Well, he's been more confident shooting it since the half. Let's see if that trend continues.
Now here's Sasser. And stolen by Edwards. Here we go, all alone. He goes up. Oh! Edwards finishes the break.
And right there, Edwards shows you his ability to impact both sides of the ball.
Now here's Sasser. Beasley outside. Hardaway with a screen on Edwards. 6 to shoot. Back to Sasser. No good on the three.
Well, he just doesn't have it right now. It's as simple as that. And his team is struggling as a result.
One thing they've done well tonight, and that's rebounding.
Here's Beasley. Hauled in by DiVincenzo. The Timberwolves lead by 9. Pass to Shannon. Here's Garza. Edwards with it. 4-3. Unable to get that one. For Detroit, they've gone 4 for 10 in the fourth. Here's Sasser. Gets rebounded by Minnesota.
What you can't help but notice this half is how lights out they've been from the free throw line.
And the Pistons going with a whole new group out there. Minnesota leading by 10. And Chris Finch has called timeout. Coach clearly has something he wants to say to his team right now.
Good idea to call timeout. It looked like the guys were getting some heavy legs out there.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Chris Finch said to the team. Coach cautioned his team against feeling comfortable. He said the moment we take our foot off the gas, they're back in it. Let's push through the finish line. Brian?
Thank you for that, Allie. Pistons on D. It's a 10-point game. Back to DiVincenzo. Clock at 6. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. And it's Randall with the jam.
On either side of the pick and roll, Randall is a problem.
And here's Ivy. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Cunningham outside. To stop the drought. Conley with some nice D.
Well, the defense was right where they needed to be to stop the layup. Great awareness and effort.
The kick out to Edwards. Randall, a screen on Ivy. And here's Edwards outside. Thompson pulls it in. Thompson's got rebound number 15 here tonight. Randall pulls down the board. Randall's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Ingles, no good. Pistons trail by 12. All right, Stan, what's one rule you change if you could be commissioner for a day?
Well, first thing I want to know, Brian, if I get to be commissioner for the day, for that day, do I get Adam Silver's salary?
100%.
Brian, I'd get rid of all the replays.
All the replays. No more reviews. Human factor.
No reviews, no challenges. Let's play the game and keep the flow of the game going.
He misses the free throw.
And how can you not be excited about Ivy's potential? You can tell he wants to keep getting better.
And Minnesota making a change here. McDaniels checked in. The Timberwolves lead by 11. Here's Edwards. Outside, Ingles. Looking to get it going. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
The free throw drops for Ingles. Thompson with it. Excellent production from him tonight.
Yeah, B.A. 1 point away from a double-double.
Cunningham outside. Ivy left side. Pass to Harris. Duren with it. Checked by Randall. 5 to shoot. And again, no good by Detroit. The Timberwolves shooting the ball at only 35% here in the fourth quarter. McDaniels passes to Ingles. Randall on the screen. On the wing, Ingles. Ivy defends.
Well, you can't sleep on McDaniels' athleticism if you're the defense. At 6'9", he can absolutely hammer it home.
And so Thompson will bring it up for Detroit. They trail by 16. Pass to Duren. McDaniels against Thompson. Knocked away. Randall with a steal. Now here's Conley. Book it. And it's Randall with the assist. And the Timberwolves lead by 18.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
There's Cunningham with a 3. Connects from downtown.
Draining his first 3 of the game, no doubt hoping to build up a little momentum from outside.
Conley passes to McDaniels. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
They've now had assists on each of their last 3 buckets.
Now Ivy. Harris outside. Cunningham outside. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. It goes on Mike Conley.
Yeah, this guy's so clever and crafty. Cunningham with a world-class fake.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
He couldn't get to the line once in the first half. Coach must have really talked to him at the break.
Here's Edwards. The rebound by Detroit. Duren's got rebound number 19 now. Incredible board work. Ivy, he takes it in, and he banks in the layup.
And he is a hard charger. Ivy only plays at full speed. A great burst on his drives.
Minnesota leading by 13. Outside Conley. Inside. Here's McDaniels. Rebound Detroit. Now here's Thompson. Pass to Cunningham. Back to Thompson. Harris outside. Just 5 on the clock. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. That's on Joe Ingles.
One of the most underrated scorers in the NBA. Tobias Harris is a tough assignment.
He does not get the second one. The Timberwolves shooting about 43% on this one. Edwards. Anthony Edwards takes the contact.
Well, it might not be fair, but most nights we expect Edwards to put up big scoring numbers. That's what you ask of your stars.
They throw good, Edwards. And the timeout called here by J.B. Bickerstaff. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting to address strategy with his team. .157 left in the final quarter. Cunningham. Oh, Cunningham digging deep.
Yeah, strong player mentally. Cunningham showing the physical strength on that play.
And here's Conley. Here's Edwards. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. And, Coach, how about the Thompson twins making their impact felt in the 2023 draft?
Yeah, Brian, we've seen twins in the NBA before, albeit not very often. But these two made history that draft day, becoming the first pair of twins to be selected in the top 5 of the same draft.
Now here's Duren. Back to Cunningham. Stolen by Conley.
It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the Timberwolves.
And it seemed like steals ended up making the difference in this game.
No question. Their ability to force mistakes and turn them into points gave them an upper hand tonight.
And with this one safely in the books, it'll mark their 23rd win of the year.
And against a non-conference opponent, you really want to win the first one. So go into the next one knowing how to beat this team for sure.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Anthony Edwards.
Well, he was the reliable option for them on just about every possession. So dependable, always making the right decision.
They're on a little run right now, but I'm wondering, where was this energy earlier?
Yeah, it's so frustrating as a coach when it takes your team this long to get into a rhythm.
And there's the call on Jalen Duren. That'll be foul number 5 on him. And due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2. And no good, as the first free throw misses. We'll see if he can hit the second. And he's good on the second. Here's Cunningham. .43 seconds left to play in the fourth. Second chance shot. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. Jaden McDaniels picks one up.
Yeah, just so active. I love the passion Duren brings to this game. And the skill set, too, is developing.
So the first one drops, and that brings him within 10. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses.
Every point matters in a game like this. We should remember that in this free throw when it's all said and done.
Alexander Walker with it. Outside, DiVincenzo. Pass to Alexander Walker. To the middle. Here's Miller. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. And the Timberwolves lead by 10. And the Pistons with possession here. Got a piece of it. And so it's Minnesota easily grabbing this one. They have to feel good about this performance. It's one they can be proud of.
Very true. I mean, when you're out on the road, the wins can feel a little sweeter. This one has to feel extra special.
And that'll do it, folks. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Coach Stan Van Gundy, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And as we leave you, here's a look at our player of the game, Anthony Edwards.